There's the family. You cannot even tell anymore who the mom is. All 6 survived though. They're probably 2.5 months old now. They're doing really good. Hi everyone, welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. Look what I have today. I'm so excited to do this. So I'm giving credit to Daniel Cooper, who I learned this from. I'm going to give it my try. Remember on my Temu haul, I got all these different shell pieces. Well, we are going to try one today and see how his method works. I will link his video below if you are interested in watching where I got it from. Please feel free to go in the description. You will also find all the supplies that I've used in my description, as well as my Facebook page if you want to join the Facebook group. Please just go in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. There's always things that you might want to watch that are related to what I'm doing on my videos. So don't forget to always click in that description box. So today I am going to try to put these shells into this ring. And this is one of my favorite colors, so that's which one I'm going to do. Actually, maybe I shouldn't do it first, but I'm doing it first. So make sure you have all your supplies ready. I'm using E6000 glue, and I have this little dotting tool to get the glue in here. I have some tweezers, my UV light, which is here, which I need to get off my turner. My turner is taped up for size 7 ring, so just tape up the turner for whatever size you need. And I think that's all we need to get started. Oh, you need your UV resin, of course. I'm using Let's Resin today. And a long neck lighter to pop any bubbles that might get into the resin. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's get started. I've got you zoomed in real close. I hope you can see everything. I'm using the thinnest one that I have. Oh, I got my glue coming out all over the place because I opened it already. I'm just going to get some glue ready, and we're going to fit these pieces in like a jigsaw puzzle. So I'm just going to dot some of this glue from my dotting tool, and it does dry fairly quickly, and you actually have a better view than I do. And you're going to take these little tiny pieces and just kind of lay them in there. And they look massive on your paper towel or whatever you're going to put them in. But they're really, really, I mean, they look really small. I mean, I said that backwards. They look really small on your paper towel. And then when you get them on your ring, they're really big. So I did break these pieces up a lot. And they are very thin. So this is kind of just going to be like a little mosaic we're going to put together. And just one at a time. I'll do a couple of them and then I will fast forward for you because this will get tedious and long. Just turn your turner on. Just make sure it doesn't come up above the frame. and you will be good. So as you can see, I just went ahead and glued them, and I took the ones out that I didn't like because they were too like squarish shaped. I want more um, organic shaped. So we're going to let this completely dry, and it doesn't take that long, just a few minutes. Look at all these pieces that I have left over. So you can make tons of rings out of this tiny little container. So I'm going to let this dry, come back and mix up some UV resin in black. And surprise! Look what I did while I was waiting for this blue one to cure. I did a black and white one. I was like, well, I'm sitting here, I might as well do it. So I did use my white ones. I broke them up. Again, use the smallest pieces I could actually find. And I might fill that with a different color than black. I don't know. We'll think about it because the blue one will be done first. I've got my little cup here, and I'm just going to squirt a tiny bit of UV resin in there. Make sure you do this away from your windows. You don't want this to cure. And I mean tiny bit, because barely anything are we going to use. Then I have a black pigment that I'm going to mix in there. 1 drop at a time. I don't think we're going to need any more than 1 drop, to be honest with you. I'm just going to get that mixed up. And we're going to put this 1 drop at a time in between those shells. Again, if I make mistakes, it's because you have a better view than I do. I can't zoom my eyes in like I can the camera, and I can't work through the camera because it's at a little higher than where I'm sitting. So be patient with me. Okay, that's perfect. Let me just use the smallest side that I have, and then we're going to cure this as we go. So I'm just going to take this and stick it kind of in between the shells, just to hold it in there. And I don't want to turn my turner on because I don't want it to get into the shell, so we're just going to cure it as we go. I'm just holding the light like right next to the ring until it's cured. Just do 1 minute at a time. until it's fully cured. And then I don't know how long that was. That's why I'm turning it back on. So as you can see, I'm not just placing the light over it randomly. I am holding one light bulb right up against this ring. It's taken a good 7 to 8 minutes to get that black resin to cure. Just because it was so opaque, it's hard for the UV light to penetrate that. So now that it's cured, I took my little knife here and I went along these edges and I scraped all the extra glue off and anything that would come off. I see there's another little piece. We can do it again at the end. So just be careful not to scratch your metal. So I'm just going to take this clear, and I'm not squeezing it at all. I'm just letting it lay down on the ring. And then I'm going to manipulate it from side to side until it's even and it's not bulging on one side or the other. Once you can get it even, then it's your final cure. Then you'll have a ring. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to do this for the longest time. I was just waiting for all the pieces to come in. If you guys do end up ordering from Temu, there is a link in the description. I would really appreciate if you would use that. That way I get credits towards some other things I can do for you. And I'm just going to take my lighter, kind of pop any bubbles that I can't see, because I know I can't see them. You guys might be able to, but not too long because it's going to drip off. I'm just going to look at it through the camera real quick, because you have a better view than I do. If you have to go over it twice, that's fine too. And it looks like I got it pretty good. I will fix that little part sticking out of the glue when it's completely done. I see 2 parts. All right, let's get that cured and I'll be right back. This one is all done, you guys. I'm so excited. Let me turn it off. I did 2 layers of clear, just so you know, and I cured between the layers. Look at that. So pretty. All right, there's the one. Now for the white one. And I decided, and I might screw this one totally up. So if I screw it up, I'm going to screw it up in front of you. I'm going to try to fill it in with this light blue color. I don't know how much of the shell is going to get covered, but what the heck, let's give it a try. Same way, and I will just fast forward because I know we've already seen one. 1 drop of this color. And it will take longer to cure because I am putting color in there. And same process. Let's just hope you can see the shell. So you know, here it is. I'm not totally happy with it. So what I'm going to do is strip this down. I mean, at least I started taking I didn't fully cure it. I only cured it enough to keep it in place. So I'm just going to take my little craft knife, pull up the blue. See how it comes up if you don't fully cure it? Then I'm just going to clear coat it and it'll be another black and white ring, kind of like the one on my hand. So I will get this done off camera and I will come back to clear coat it. I'm going to try something, guys. I stripped this down all the way. I'm going to take some acetone or alcohol and get all this off. I'm going to lay the blue down first, get it cured, and then I'm going to put the shell on, and then I'm going to put on the clear coat. Let's try that. You guys know this would not be one of my videos unless I was teaching you what not to do, right? You know, I do this all on purpose just for you guys. You know that, right? Okay, I added a little more UV resin in here. And we're just going to get this on here like we did with my other ring video. I will link my other ring videos down below, kind of like the one I did here. If you haven't seen that one, you haven't missed out. I will link it below and you can go watch it. It was pretty easy. So I think the trick with this is to get this really, really, really thin. So we have room for the shell and we have room for the clear coat. Not like starting all over, but I didn't want to waste a ring and I didn't like it, so I didn't want to just settle for it. I just wanted to pull out a little bit of that blue in the shell. I think if I heat it up with my lighter, it'll flow a little bit nicer, which my lighter is. It'll also pop the bubbles. I just want to get it into all the nooks and crannies. Like here. Give it a little blue hue behind it. I think that's perfect. Okay, I'm just going to get that cured and be right back. I didn't bore you with the details, but I got all the new shell laid back down. And you literally, when I say the smallest pieces you could break off, I know they don't look small on the TV or whatever device you're using, but those are the smallest pieces I could break off these shells. You'll know the glue is dry when it's clear. And then we're just going to go over it. We'll be done with another ring. And just, that'll come off. Don't worry about that. Get it evenly spaced between the frame. And let it go around for a couple turns before you start curing it, because if you get like a little bubble on one end, you want it to, see how I have one there? You want it to get evened out before you cure it. Otherwise, you'll have a big lump in your ring. And if you need to take any off, now's the time. You're not in any rush because this isn't going to cure until you cure it. I always forget. Like, I always feel like I'm in a rush because you have 20 minutes or whatever, but not with UV resin. I always forget. So let's see. How does that look? I think it looks beautiful. I think it's ready for a cure. And again, I'm just going to put my light bulb right up against here for a couple minutes. All right. Let's get this off and check it out. Ooh. Let's see. What do you think? Much, 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 much better. And here's the two together. I think they came out great. So you can put a color behind there. We now know. Don't try to get it in between the lines. Just put it underneath. I'll get you some end photos, guys. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you learned something, and I hope I inspired you to do something. You guys have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Here's a little bonus for you. My husband came in and saw that I was making rings, so he wanted one with the blue and the white. So I put a black coat around the bottom first, like I did with the blue one. I just laid the stones, and then I will clear coat it. I'll show you in the last photos. I won't bore you with the details. Bye.